If you want to stay up to date with all current hip hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to become part of this community.
Now, I came across this article on XXL that had me kind of mad. Now, I think that I'll first read it out to you guys and then go into what's wrong with this and why this kind of, made me mad in a way. Of course, not really, but there's just some misinformation and things that people get wrong that I wanted to clear up. So, the article reads, DaBaby surpasses Drake in Spotify monthly listeners. This in itself is not wrong. When you go look at their numbers, DaBaby is actually up 2 million in monthly listeners. So this part is not wrong. Then it goes on to say, ever since music moved from physical copies to primarily digital downloads, Drake has ruled the charts as one of the most streamed artists of the last decade. But now it turns out a new sheriff is in town, and he goes by the name of DaBaby. As of Thursday, May 20th, DaBaby is the rapper with the most monthly streams on Spotify, surpassing Drake. This is technically not wrong either because he is the most streamed rapper. Of course, there are other artists that are at like 80 million monthly listeners, like Justin Bieber, Ariana Grande, whoever's up there. But I think, the way they formulated it as rapper is probably right. According to the streaming service's reported monthly listeners, DaBaby has accumulated 54 million monthly listeners, while Drake is raking in 52 million streams per month. Now, of course, there are more numbers to this, but 54 and 52 is probably just a good, rough number to go by. Anyway, here's the first problem. They say streams per month. And this is not monthly listeners. Now, I'll read the last sentence to you. That means Baby is collecting 2 million more streams than the Six God every 30 days or so. And this is where the problem lies, because they're saying that DaBaby is getting 2 million more streams than Drake every month. And that is factually not true. That number of monthly listeners is something that I've seen get misinterpreted so many times online, because this just means individual people that listen to an artist. This doesn't mean total streams. Drake's total streams in a month are more than those, 52 million, because those 52 million are all individual people who may stream his songs multiple times. And that is why I don't think the main message of this article is true, because a lot of people are gravitating towards, DaBaby right now or over the past year because of Rockstar, for example, a big hit from him. And those people might only stream Rockstar. Those people are not going back and listening to his whole discography, because there's just this one big song that they, maybe listen to once or have on repeat or whatever, but they don't really go explore that artist's, other catalog. And they don't really turn into core diehard fans, as for example, some of Drake's listeners do. And that's why I think that Drake is probably still in monthly streams in numbers doing better than DaBaby, because those 50 million or 52 million for Drake also include the people that go back and listen to stuff from 10 years ago, that listen to So Far Gone, that listen to Take Care, to Thank Me Later, to everything he's done so far, and they also stream his new stuff. So those listeners for Drake are way more valuable than those 54 million in this case are for DaBaby, because they might only stream a hit song and then not convert to fans or not go stream all of his other songs. And this is something that any music marketing person or agency will tell you, is that those one-time streams that stream one song from a playlist or something are so much less valuable than fans that go back and stream all of your music, that actually care about the artist and all of his catalog. And for Drake, I think that is something that he's very good at. I know a lot of you guys are really, strong Drake fans, me myself included. Going back, I can probably rap to every Drake song that's like dropped in his career, because that's just what, like, the generation that's like, now getting older grew up on, and they fell in love with the stuff that he did back in the day, and those people are still going back and listening to that music, while also supporting him still today and listening to his new stuff. So, and I don't think that's the case for DaBaby. DaBaby just hasn't had a long enough career just yet to really be able to have that catalog for people to go back to and stream more than just a couple of hit songs. I mean, DaBaby's oldest project on Spotify is God's Work Resurrected from 2016, but that wasn't really popping, I think, starting with Billion Dollar Baby 2017, and then really like blank blank Baby on Baby, people started listening to him. But for Drake, on Spotify, there's everything from So Far Gone is now on there, all the Care Package tracks are now on streaming, Thank Me Later, Take Care, Nothing Was the Same, all those classic Drake albums that people go back to and still enjoy to this day because they are real fans. And I think those people that do this have always been part of the monthly listeners of Drake. Drake at one point was way, bigger in terms of monthly listeners. He was, over like 60 probably, because there was just one song that was popping off. But that's just those fluctuations that we now see DaBaby getting like a peak and like a spike up in those. But Drake hasn't dropped a big song in like a year now. So those 52 million are like people that still listen to all of his stuff while he's not, peaking with like a number one song. Of course, Scary Hours 2 did pretty well, but before that he was above 50 million, I think. So I don't think that played as much of a role in there as some hit songs did for DaBaby. But yeah, that's what I think about this. So really, DaBaby is not doing more streams than Drake. He may be at a higher amount of monthly listeners right now on Spotify, but that just is not really expressive of what his actual fan base is like and how they support him. While with Drake, we know that he has a very strong fan base that keeps supporting him no matter what he does, and that also goes back and listens to his older stuff. So I think Drake is definitely still winning here. I've seen this number of monthly listeners get misinterpreted so many times. I wanted to talk about this, clear this up, because that's something that sometimes, drives me a little mad when I see even big outlets like XXL, get this wrong. So yeah, not to like blame XXL for this one, but that's just to set the record straight. Anyway, that's all I think about this. Now I want to know what you think about this. Do you think Drake's or DaBaby's fan base is stronger? Did you know that this is actually what those monthly listeners meant? I mean, it makes sense. That's what the name monthly listeners says. It's not monthly streams or monthly listens. It's monthly listeners. And yeah, that's all I got to say about this. Now I want to know what you think about this. Let me know in the comments down below.
If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media and blog down in the description. It really helps me out. Until the next one, y'all have an incredible day, and y'all take care.